John, I'm kind of wondering, like, that's a very vague question, okay? But like, when it comes to like P6, like, do you have anything like in mind that you're kind of like hoping for, like anything, or like you'd want to see them cover,
Ooh.
like maybe even like some like really simple things, like oh, I want to see them do X or Y in the combat, or I want the UI to look like this, like just kind of like toss ups like that. You have anything in mind for P6 like
Okay, yeah,
that,
I have
or
two things that I can bring up here. I've talked
okay?
about them extendedly on my stream in the past and everything, but I would like to see like a dual protagonist situation where you're kind of like alternate between two throughout the story, like one day this person, one day the next. I think that could be a really cool way to do like a new sort of narrative in Persona instead of having it just be the calendar system and social links again. I think that it could also be really cool for the story because you could have something happen on one perspective and then the consequences of it happen in the different perspective. And I think it could be even cooler if you could almost like play as like opposing sides almost. I
Mm.
think that they could get really creative with that. And the second thing that I wanted to kind of bring up is there was like leaks a long time ago that were very obviously not true now, talking about the colors of P6 being black and white. But I don't think colors black and white. I think that it could be a cool idea to explore the theme of black and white. Like things aren't so black and white in the world. And it could be like a cool way to like go into the dungeon crawling sections where it's like you have to think of something in like an outside the box way. I don't know. I'm spitballing here. I think that like black and white could be a cool theme though, and could be explored in a lot of different ways.
No, sure. I kind of get what you mean. Like, John, have you ever played like a Sound Hill, like for instance, like or Sound Hill 2? Like, I guess it's easiest to
Unfortunately
say.
not.
Have
I
you played them?
really want to though. The remake's been on my wish list.
Fuck. Okay. I'll just briefly outline a concept. There's a concept in Silent Hill like called the Other World, and it's like certain dungeons and areas in the game will like flip flop between the real world and like not real world. So are you thinking like maybe just to spitballing here, like you said, you mentioned that idea of like black and white, right? Like what if like dungeons had two sides to them, sort of thing that you can explore both of,
Yeah.
something like
Like
that. That's what you're
yeah,
thinking,
no,
right?
something like that could be really cool.
No, I kind of I see where you're going with that. I think that'd be really cool. That feels like something that would work really well, like to iterate on the like very Jungian approach they've had to dungeon design since Persona 4, and taking it a step further could with something like that would be really cool, I think.
Mhm.
Um, Something I'd like to see, me personally. It's this is really like a gameplay oriented thing. I think it'd be cool if like you saw like this is just very much spitballing, okay? But like I wish there was like a cool, like very cool like locomotion system in dungeons. Like maybe like if that game has like a Mementos or something to that effect. It's like a procedurally generated dungeon. Like wouldn't it be cool if like you could like again completely spitballing. Imagine like you initiated like a battle in like this like very open area. And it's like I don't know, like imagine like some like jet set radio type shit, like you're doing tricks and shit, and like as you approach enemies and stuff, and you like approach them in the air or something. Like would that not be
Ooh.
fucking badass? Something like that, you know? I think
Almost
that'd be
like
pretty cool.
a metaphor way of like initiating combat, but like super
A step
flashy and
further.
like in your face almost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
step
Persona,
further.
like very much
Yeah.
Persona. Like Persona's a very
No, I get
flashy
what you're
series,
saying.
right?
I would fuck with that very heavily indeed. I think what they should be doing in the next Persona game is instead of having like the shadows be the ones wandering around, I want the actual demons to be the ones wandering around. And then you just like
Okay.
walk up to them, you're in combat almost.
But you
But
want to be like
something
really
like that
like
or metaphor
seamless.
system, like that could be really sick.
Sure, no, I see what you're saying. No, I'd fuck with that. I think Metaphor System is really good, by the way. I really like the way Metaphor does
Oh man, metaphor is so
its combat.
good.
As for like narrative, I don't really know if I have anything. But like, Screen has said this before, and I'm kind of with him. Like when it comes to like a lot of about P6, I just kind of want the game to be good. Um,
Yeah.
like I don't really have anything like particularly in mind for a narrative, but I do like your dual protagonist idea. I think that sounds really cool, and I think it could also have really cool implications for time management. This would be
Mhm.
hell to develop, but like two sets of social links,
Yeah.
that would be fucking badass. I can't lie, that would be
Imagine
fucking
if your
sick.
protagonists were like social links with each other even, and that's how you get like
Oh,
characterization on them if they're both silent protagonists still.
that would be fucking sick. That's a cool idea. I'd fuck with that heavy. Like,
Yeah, like I
the
think there's a
idea of just
lot of
social
ways
links
that
in
they could
general.
explore it. That's why I'd like to see it a lot. And going back to black and white, like as a theme to explore, I think that it also works really well. Like as like P5 was released, the themes were very prevalent around that time. I think that especially with like our current online landscape, people are either like thinking this is awful or this is awesome, and not really thinking like, oh, there's a gray area in between here. And I think there's a lot of social commentary that could be made on that, which is like I feel like it links back to P5 being like a time in a bottle situation where like the whole concept of P5 was flipped on its head because of the Japanese tsunamis. I feel like P6 could be
Mm,
flipped on its head by the whole unrest online right now just because I mean, you look everywhere and there's like rage bait. There's so much like hatred, and then you look in another corner, pure positivity. There's almost barely any mix of like neutralness anymore, you know?
Sure, like lack of nuance. So sure, I get what you're saying. I
Yeah.
completely understand. I think P5 also kind of just on this like just a little bit, very like especially like with online communities because you can see how they like the fan site how they respond to like murders and shit. Like when Okumura dies, for instance, they're like, yeah, get that fucker. Or something like that. Like when they like the comments you see from them, I think that stuff's really interesting, and I think it's kind of like in line with what you're talking about. Screen. I know you're like very got a lot like in mind specifically for P6. Like if you had one thing you could like say, just one thing you'd hope to see in that game, like what would it be, man?
Um, like in terms of what, like a narrative or like a gameplay thing?
It could be anything, narrative, gameplay. There's anything, just one thing you'd like to see that'd be cool.
I I'm just very big on going like a new direction, I think. And I think that's what's going to happen with I mean, we had the original Persona trilogy, Persona 1 and 2, 2 obviously being in duology. And
Mhm.
then we had 3, 4, and 5 with a different team, and now we have a new place to go. I I would just like I feel like this might be controversial. I'm not sure. Because these are kind of what made Persona popular. So to kind of get rid of them, I think would be weird. I wouldn't mind if you wanted to format the game differently again. I could even be behind potentially getting rid of the calendar system and stuff like that and have that be Hashino's thing with
Ooh.
metaphor and
Mm.
stuff. I feel like nobody will,
Ooh.
will agree with that idea, and I'm fine either way.
Hmm.
But I just think something significantly different. I think what ties all the Persona games together, is like the introspection,
Jungian
the
psychology, right?
yeah, like the view of the self, the psychology, all of that type of stuff. I think that is all you really need to make a Persona game.
Mhm.
And then everything else you can kind of put your own flair into. I really hope they have the guy who directed Royals content in P5R, Daiki Ito,
Mm.
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
I adore the Maruki arc. I think it's truly is the peak of the Persona series.
I have to agree.
So
I think that narrative in general in the third semester is like the peak of storytelling in
Yeah.
video games. I don't know if I've ever seen like something better than that one arc. I don't know.
So
I don't
It's
know
really
if I have
fucking
either.
good.
if they can get that guy to cook even half as hard as he cooked there, okay, for a full game, I mean, already it's bound to be the best Persona game, ignoring every
We'd
other
be eating
factor.
good.
Like it, yeah. So I don't know.
I feel like I kind of have to agree that I like with your like whole like switch up thing that you were talking about, and like even to an extent getting rid of the calendar system. I don't think that I'd mind that much either. And like you were saying, like the root of Persona isn't in calendar system or social links. I'm just thinking like how much I love P2, and that had no calendar system, no social links. Like I wouldn't mind a full like refresh of the Persona formula again. And I think that might be like where my dual protagonist idea is sort of headed, and like lost my train of thought. Dual protagonist sort of headed. Shucks, that really stinks. Moving on.
Let's go.
It's okay. Much to your point about like reinventing the series. I am. I wouldn't say. Let's see. I guess I'm the unpopular one in this call. Okay, but I think keeping what made the series like gain a lot of its identity under Hashino isn't a bad idea. I just want to see it get sweeping iteration. Okay, like I don't want the counter system gone. I want it really changed. I'm okay. I want these systems to still exist, and I still want the games to be turn based. Okay, that's something I actually will ride or die for. I do want it to be a turn based game. I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm not gonna be like those Final Fantasy chats. Maybe I will. Actually, I won't say that yet because don't clip this out of context. And if it gets revealed to be like a real time game, I might mold for at least 6 months. Okay, that I can't promise I won't do that, but I will be open to playing it and giving it a shot. I do think the game should stay turn based, but when it comes to like social links and calendar system and storytelling and even how the personas work and shit like that, I'm all for that being heavily iterated upon. But I don't want those core Hashino ideas to go away. I think they're really good ideas, and I think that they're almost uh intrinsically attached to what Persona is like in the modern zeitgeist. I just want them gone entirely. Heavily iterated though, again, I'm completely cool with that. Right? Like I don't know if I'm making sense, but
No, you are 100%.
Yeah.
I like Persona. I do
so
like
do I.
Persona. I have to say, I like Persona.
Persona's cool, guys.
I do have a I do have a bit of an oddball question. This is like a weird. I maybe I'm the only one who's thought about this, but like It's fine if you don't have a real answer because I feel like it's kind of hard to come up with this. But like, what would you think like be a cool summoning method in like P6? Like, like if assuming let's say they keep the same tradition of like summoning personas and all that, like how it like a P3 CFO
Breaking a
P4 you flush the card.
mirror.
That would be kind of cool. Like a tiny like little hand mirror or like one to just like behind
Something
them,
like that. Either something
bash
appears
it.
in front of you and you just punch straight through it, throw it on the ground. Like I think that could be cool. The only like thing that's opposing me to that is they've already kind of done like crushing cards.
Hmm.
But I think like Broken Mirror. I'm trying to think of other ones right now.
Broken Mirror would be hard.
For a summoning thing, I actually have no idea. They could do. There's just like so much you could do. Obviously, would have to fit whatever theme the game has.
Sure.
But I mean, you can really like. I could.
Hit a vape.
Yeah, you could literally. You could take any idea and potentially, as long as you've got the team that can pull off cool animations and good art direction and stuff
I
like
think they
that,
do.
you can make fucking anything work.
Oh
So-
yeah.
What I've had to your point earlier, it's funny that you mentioned the two sides thing, like the black and white kind of thing. I think would be a really cool summoning method. It's like flipping a coin and shooting it or something. Like, wouldn't that be fucking badass, dude?
Balfu
Oh my god,
style.
just flipping a coin. That would be fucking sick, dude. I'd fuck with that shit heavy.
That would be sick. I have to agree.
Fuck, I hate having this conversation because like every few months I do try to gaslight myself into thinking I'm not like an Atlas fan, so I don't feel the weight of like Persona 4 Revival and like Persona 6. And like it never works because I always come back and like, fuck, I want Persona 6 or fuck, I want Persona 4 Revival. God, my
How
life
do you think I feel as someone who isn't trying to gaslight themselves? I am John Persona. I want this stuff bad, man.